Yeah, I have so much time. I'm flying cross country in wet drawers. Thank you, Mark Ingram. Appreciate that.
I offered you some dry draws.
Yeah, you said your boys or something?
I don't want my boys messing with your boys, man.
Fresh pair of draws, man. I'm telling you, I had a fresh pair for you.
Light it.
The Triple Option is brought to you by Wendy's. Wake up with Wendy's 2 for $3 breakfast. Great to have you back here for another edition of the Triple Option. Mark Ingram II, Deuce Deuce, Coach
You
Urban
got sleeves
Meyer.
on. You got sleeves on.
I got sleeves on
stoned.
today.
Yeah, what's
Dang,
happening?
right?
Is it chilly in Florida now?
No, I'm tripping. I ain't got the arms
Yeah,
out.
what happened?
I had
Who
me a
are
good
you?
pump this morning too.
Oh, you must be de-thawing from that little pool party you had in Provo.
Dang, Coach.
Just
I do
going
have
on record,
sleeves
I had a
on.
good workout too this morning, Rob. So and Mark, but I'm wearing sleeves. I always wear sleeves. So.
Just going on record.
I think I should go change.
I think I had some expired overnight oats, so this is going to be a great show. All right, so welcome to the Triple Option. This week we talked to NFL draft expert Todd McShay, and we're going to bring in the quarterback of the third-ranked Texas A&M Aggies, Marcel Reed. Coaches are dropping. We're going to talk about the lies that are spreading in college football. We discussed the best job openings that are out right there, and we're going to look ahead to the Week 9 games. As always, love that you're joining us. We really appreciate your listening, your viewership. Please rate and subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is you get your podcast. You can find us on social media at 3X Option Show. Again, new episodes coming your way every single Wednesday on YouTube and wherever it is you find your podcast.
Hey, Stoner, just 1 second, man. I got to echo, man, just the appreciation for our audience and for our fans, man, because I did this appearance in Mobile. I had several people coming up to me how they love the Triple Option podcast, that they support us. I hear it all the time, you know what I mean? Not just in Mobile, but like I'm coaching my son's youth football team. I'm hearing people that watch the podcast. So I just want to say thank you to all our supporters, all our fans, man. We really appreciate y'all. Keep telling your mom and them and auntie and them and cousin them too.
Yeah. You got to tell those people in Mobile to like and subscribe and share.
Oh,
and
I did.
Send your questions, send your
did.
comments. We love all of that stuff. And the best stuff we're going to put in on the show. All right. Are we ready to talk about what transpired and the lies that are spreading on any given Saturday? So
The lies.
Lord. It feels like every Sunday I wake up to a notification that another major college football program has moved on from their head coach. This Sunday was no exception. One that we had frankly all been kind of expecting, and it finally came down. Florida parting ways with Billy Napier following an error-filled 2-point win over Mississippi State. Why do they do it? Because they have a bye before their next game, Georgia, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in Jacksonville. So Napier, 3-4 this season, 22-23 in 4 seasons, sub 500 in SEC play, 12-16. 5-17 versus ranked teams. He's owed $21 million. Half of that due, Mark, in the next 30 days. And Coach, I thought money was tight with these college football programs, but they just keep writing these.
They gonna find
checks.
that money, Stoner.
They find it. They're digging it.
You know, I apologize to Mark Ingram publicly here because I was wrong. Mark, you were right. You said that, and the one advantage I probably have over a lot of people is I sat in those budget meetings for years and years and years, and a year end, and then also, at some places, Ohio State we had some budget meetings. I let someone else handle that, but they would come meet with me and talk about budget. But in the last year, I've had conversation with people, and I have also talked to a couple coaches that were, fired, and then they were. Here's the point: is that the fiscal responsibility of a university administration at some point, I'm sure there's checks and balances. I don't know if there's deep endowments that somehow they grab a hold of, but I was told verbatim that there is no money at this particular school or schools. And I had several comments, because I haven't asked a couple guys, because I had a theory that the residual money that was left over from these big television contracts went to coaches' salaries and went to facilities. And I asked in the summertime, I said, now, they said the days of the monstrous facilities are over and the days of buyouts are over. And I shared that with you guys and also our audience. And I was wrong. I was wrong because there seems to be a waterfall of coaches getting released and with big numbers behind it. Even, I mean, you can say like Alabama Birmingham. What was that? 2.5, Rob, you said?
UAB, Trent Dilfer parted ways, $2.4 million. One of your former schools, Colorado State, just parted ways with a good guy. Jay Norvell did really good work at Nevada and Colorado State as well. That's $1.5 million. Those are the smallest numbers out there. But for those programs,
that's big.
Those are big numbers. There's two commas. If there's two commas involved, it's a big number in this guy's
Do you have
book.
the numbers in front of you? Because I want to go with, after you say these numbers, I think this will give us a good foundation.
All right, here we go.
What I'm
You
about
ready?
to
At
say.
the top of the list right now is James Franklin, $49.7 million. Billy Napier, $21.2 million. Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State, $15 million. Sam Pittman at Arkansas, $9.8 million. Deshaun Foster, UCLA, $6.43 million. Brent Pry, Virginia Tech, $6 million. Oregon State, Trent Bray, $4 million. Trent Dilfer, UAB, $2.4 million. Colorado State, Jay Norvell, $1.5 million. You put that all together, guys. That's over $116 million. That's just for those dudes,
and that's just what they owe them. That's what those guys are getting.
Those dudes, not their assistants,
not their staff, and not the
staff.
buyouts that they have to get with other coaches. So here's my comment. So what I was told, Mark, is that the days of the massive facilities and expenses on things that are kind of silly, be quite honest with you, the $30,000 locker in the locker room are gone, and the buyouts are gone. So I was wrong. Yeah. And there's either one or two reasons I was wrong.
I don't think you were wrong, Coach. I think you were lied to.
Yeah, I lie is a hard word.
It is, but
I think there might be a truth issue, or there also, I don't know. I mean, I think here's some facts. So, Mark, I had a friend that was fired at a job, and he would constantly go in with his athletic director, administrators, and say, "I need more money to pay my coaches." And the typical answer, not me. Here's what's cool about my career: Bowling Green, Paul Krebs, Chris Hill at Utah, Jeremy Foley at Florida, and Gene Smith at Ohio State. I never felt that way because, first of all, I was very conscientious about that, and they gave us whatever we wanted. But I had some friends, and the typical answer is, we don't have the money. Wow. We don't have the money. We don't have the money. They fire the coach, and they bring someone in, and it's double the salary that they paid him and double everything else. You look at North Carolina. It's well known that we don't have money, and then all of a sudden, bam! So the actual is money. I was told again that the big buyouts are over. I shared that with you. Again, that's not truthful.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is this is one of the biggest years, and most resources being spent on buyouts. You just shared that with them. So you used the word lie. I don't know if I'd go that far, but. As Mark Ingram said, there is money, and so for everybody worried about these universities surviving, I'd say don't worry about it. Yeah. I'm not. I mean, not that
Coach,
my opinion matters.
I agree with you. Like the day and age of the facilities, because that's how you used to recruit and appeal to the recruits. By having those facilities, by having these massive amenities that they get to enjoy when they're in college. But now they're not going for that. They're going for what can you offer me in the NIL? So I think those days of the facilities, I think those are going to dwindle away a little bit. But when you have a coach and you have a program that has a standard of winning and you are not winning, they are going to find a way to get that money. They got big donors. I don't know where they get the money, but they going to find a way to get that cheese.
Well,
where do you think they get the money? I'm asking you guys.
They got donors and supporters of the program.
That can't take it anymore. That cannot stomach it anymore.
They're like, I can't do this anymore on Saturdays. I'm writing a check to help y'all get this buyout money.
Another thing to consider is when your football team is bad, it impacts your university in a multitude of ways. And when it's flying, your school benefits from it, right? Admissions numbers go up, applications go up. You're able to raise tuition or whatever. It is a more desirable place to be. Your program is doing well. More eyeballs are on it for television, for sales, for marketing. When they are down and when they are low, they're not pulling in that money. And I think that's one reason why a lot of ADs are looking at their bottom line and like, all right, maybe I need to take this hit because if I don't do it, that hit actually gets doubled, right? Because of how it's going to impact everything that what a university really stands for. So I think that's in play as well. And Coach, you're talking about these astronomical numbers that we see, and I talk about how every Sunday there's another coach. Listen, there's 3 really big programs right now that are teetering, debating, talking about what they're going to do with their head coach position.
Florida State.
Mike Norvell at Florida State, Luke Fickell at Wisconsin. Ironically, both of their athletic directors came out saying, hey, we're going to support you through this season.
Okay, let's push pause there. Okay, yep. Put yourself in. Let's get real deep here.
Hold on, let me throw one more in there. I'm sorry, Coach. Lincoln Riley at USC.
Wow.
Like, there's angst.
No chance.
I understand.
No chance they fire Lincoln?
No chance for James Franklin. I get it, Coach. I understand.
Oh, you're right.
But that loss to Notre Dame hurts. And guess what? USC is pretty much out of the playoff picture. Again, USC people are saying, what have we paid for?
Okay.
What have we paid for?
We presented the picture, but now let's go deep. And I, like I said, I can probably do this better than most. So, all right, you make a decision.
You make
a decision.
Coach,
You make a decision. You go back in your office. You have a Rolodex, on your phone now. It used to be a Rolodex.
Yep.
Do you start calling the Bs, the billionaires or the hundreds of millionaires, and say, all right, here we go. I'm going to make a decision. I need a check for 20. I mean, is that – I don't know this. I'm trying to think,
Coach,
what in the hell do you do?
or
I need $70 million. There's not a line item on the, there's budgets. You got income, you got revenue, and you got expenses, and that's, I think, economics 101. But when there's a line item that doesn't show up, and all of a sudden it's got a bunch of zeros behind it, 8 figures behind it, is that
Coach,
a phone call to a person? And
several
I'm asking
calls.
you to.
It's several phone calls.
Here's
to
the
your
phone
Bs
call. We have
and your
to make this change.
Your high net worth millionaires and your billionaires, and you guys, hey, I know you've done a lot for this program, but I need you to do something else for this program. I need all y'all to split this 70,
all right,
60
I'm gonna throw another example. If I was a high net worth guy like that and someone called me, I'd say, go screw yourself. You slept. you made that bed. You go sleep in it.
Yeah.
Hey.
But
I can't imagine doing that.
My guess is that phone line is going the opposite way, where it's those big donors getting into their AD's head, getting into their school president's head, getting into trustees' heads and saying, we got to make a move.
Yeah,
we got to make a move.
I'll do it.
Yeah. I'll offer it. I'll fall on that sword. You know where else? Listen, you got to find the money trail, right? And what is one of the biggest sources of money in college athletics right now?
College football.
TV contracts.
TV
contracts for college football.
But what does that have to do with it?
Listen, it would not surprise me in the least if some of these people come back to the table and say, it's time to renegotiate. Let's instead of the negotiating window is 3 years down the road, let's do it right now. And guess what? There's a lot of TV networks are saying, but listen, the NFL has these networks captive, right? Hey, we're going to renegotiate. You got it. When do you want to do it? Right? Because the NFL is the lifeblood to a lot of sports organizations out there. And college football is now tucked right under NFL. And it would not surprise me in the least if some of these conferences are getting some pushback from some of their ADs, from some of their presidents saying, hey, let's renegotiate a couple years early because we need some funds ASAP.
I just keep thinking this out. So I get the team that has 110,000 people every home game, hundreds of thousands of active alumni. That's called Penn State University in Florida. But Alabama, Birmingham, I was at Bowling Green. If you said, hey, we have a line item right now for $4.6 million, I was fighting for training table.
Right.
I went out and spoke. How about this? I spoke to 3 Subway companies in a row. They gave me $2,500 because I had to help buy T-shirts for my team. And now I understand that was like 150 years ago, but was it really?
No,
I mean, this is mesmerizing to me because I sat in those damn meetings.
I don't know where the money coming from, Coach. I have no idea, but they getting it or you can't fire your coach and pay $40 million, $20 million, $16 million. What you said, Napier, is they owe him half of it by the end of the month?
Yeah, 30 days.
I wonder if we get a retired.
You imagine getting that letter, dear ma'am, sir, owner of this house, you now have 30 days to cough up. What is it? Half of his buyout is $21.2 million.
Yeah,
and
so
he gets
a check for
30 days.
10 and change, 11 M's. Thank you kindly.
Now here, I'm not, because I used to see the line item of scholarships, Mark and Rob. You know, you have to pay the university, but that's something you call paper money. That's from an institution back to the institution. This is not. This is cold, hard cash going to someone, like you said, within 30. That's one of these, Mark. I'm handing you a check. It's not training table. It's not where they kind of shuffle around money. This is mind-boggling.
So I want to get to one other thing on this, which throws me off, and I know what your response is going to be, Coach. I know what you're going to say, and I think when some pushback comes, you're going to be like, maybe you're right. These buyout numbers are ridiculous that are put in these contracts. At some point, don't you think these universities are going to say, we can't keep putting numbers that big in? Your pushback, of course, will be what, Coach? I'm
not going.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And there's Jimmy Sections of the world that protect his coaches, and he's good at what he does. Crazy good.
I understood. But at some point,
seems like
I think
every single coach has this buyout.
All right, here you go. Here you go.
Coach,
let's go on that. So all of a sudden,
I think that ceiling goes down.
You're Penn State and you're Florida. Those are the two big dogs right now.
Yep. You
better hire a home run. I don't give a shit what it costs. You better do it because. Like Mark, I'm all in on Mark. Mark, you're right. I mean, there's no fiscal. Pay them.
Yeah.
Because if you win, then it's all good. But obviously, if you lose, it's all good too. Because I just pay them off. I guess. I mean, what the hell is going on, man?
The best thing you could do is be a really good coach, get paid a lot of damn money, and then suck so bad where they fire you in the first year or two, and they owe you $40 million.
Where do I sign up? One of the cool things about Coach is the places you've been when there are coaching changes. I know those schools, whoever those schools are, whether it's alumni, they reach out to you, right? They want your input. They want your intel. You had that in a different type of way on Sunday when you got a certain call from Gainesville.
Yeah, well, my former player at Colorado State, and then he coached with me at Bowling Green, coached with me at Utah and Florida. Billy Gonzalez is now the interim coach at the University of Florida. And I'm on, hole number 6, I think. It's par 4.
What's your score about this time?
I'm doing good. Had a good day, Mark. Won a couple bucks too, but that's pretty good. So he calls me and he says, kind of whispering, he said, you got a minute? I said, sure. Are you okay? Because I got to tell someone what's going on. And he said, I'm the interim coach now at Florida. And I was like, whoa. And he says, please don't talk about it, which I didn't. And then he said, can we talk about, I have a staff meeting coming up. I have a team meeting coming up. And I was like, I was taking a deep breath saying, I got to help my guy here. And this is not easy. So, and he's a heck of a coach, and he's been at Florida, I think, 3 different occasions. He was there with me, Dan Mullen, and now Billy Napier. And I said the first thing, and most importantly, and he agreed, don't you dare take a shot at the previous. Don't stay completely away from that. And then we came up with and both of us just having a conversation, which colleagues and friends would do, is that the most important thing are these darn players, and everything, Mark, is going to be on film. You could a player can ruin his draft stock or his career by screwing around right now, or not getting coached. So all these coaches, which it's stressful, they're all looking for jobs now, but you have to be loyal to those dudes that wear the helmet and the shoulder pads, because that, Mark. All of a sudden, say you're not Mark Ingram, but say you're that guy that's that 2nd, 3rd, or 4th rounder.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you screw around for the next 6 games, you go free agent, pal.
Yep.
So. And it's not just on him. He better be coached.
Yeah.
And so I said that we all have a job to do. We're being paid by the University of Florida, but most importantly, and Billy, I think that was, I don't know, I wasn't in the room, but the message is these players got to get coached and coached hard for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because that's unfair.
Yeah.
For that. I'm not talking again about Mark Ingram, but even Mark Ingram's going to get coached. What are we talking about,
Coach?
man?
Those coaches are fighting for jobs too, right?
Yeah.
Those coaches are looking for their next paycheck.
Every single one of those players.
But the point is, those coaches got to really put egos, and they'll be at those kind of places. But here's the other thing, and I'll let Mark count. Everything is on videotape. Every play that player plays, and then also say you're an offensive line coach at Florida. You tell me if I was going to hire someone, I'm going to watch that film and see if he coached those last 5-6 games. And you can tell probably in about 30 seconds if they have or have not.
Yeah. But like you said, Coach, it's tough, difficult for everybody involved, but especially the players who committed to that coaching staff, that committed to that university to stay there and to play there. So it's like, I love your mindset of, make sure that you're taking care of the guys with their helmet and shoulder pads on, because they didn't choose this. They didn't choose to have their head coach fired. They're playing hard for their head coach. Now, they haven't had the success that the program is used to having and that the success that the program wants. But at the end of the day, these players committed to play for this university, committed to play for these coaches. So to make sure that you're coaching these guys up, put them in the best position to be successful, I think that's the priority.
And there's a great example out there right now, UCLA.
Tom Skipper.
Yep.
And also, I think, what was it, Alabama, Birmingham, right? They went and beat Memphis, someone told me.
Yeah.
So there's some good storyline out there right now of saying, you know what, let's go coach our ass off.
Everyone's being evaluated at this point, Coach. Coaching staff, players, administration. So you want to put your best foot forward because everyone is being evaluated, especially in tough times.
So a lot of talk about Florida right there. Gator fans that are listening and watching, did your school make the right call? Let us know in the comments section. Send us some questions as well. We pivot now to the Deuce Deuce Dog of the Week, Mark's Player of the Week, and this one was easy, man.
Yeah.
Jeremiyah Love was saying, "I love a rainy night" by Eddie Rabbit. I think that's
Jeremiyah Love. We love some Jeremiyah Love. Man, just what a great human being, but a straight baller and a straight dog on the field. Man, my wife had a video she was recording last week of me.
Does she?
Yeah, she had a video. She was like, "Listen to you doing your podcast." I'm like, "That's the dog of the week." You record me now? No, but Jeremiyah Love, man. Back to the Deuce Deuce Dog of the week. He just balled, man. I thought in a rivalry game against USC, a must-win game for Notre Dame. They're at home. The weather's a little wet. It's a tough matchup, a rivalry matchup, and he goes for 261 scrimmage yards and a touchdown, averages nearly 10 yards per carry, another 37 yards through the air, 260 scrimmage yards. Just put the team on your back. You feel me? Hey, Stoner? If that ain't a dog, I don't know what is.
Hey, wait a second.
On your back.
Mark, is that your wife right behind you, slide in, trying to record your Deuce Deuce Dog of the Week?
You see?
Do I see her right behind you?
Chelsea, you around here?
She's not there. She's not there.
Oh.
She's stealth like that, man.
Oh,
you got to watch out for those people, that Ingram family, man. You got to watch out for them, Coach. They're stealth.
There's a lot of them.
Up on
There's
you.
a lot of them.
There's a lot of humans. There's a lot of humans, and those Ingrams don't care. They'll take you down, man. They don't ask questions. They just make sure you're all right when it's done. That was your fresh take of the week presented by Wendy's. Wake up with Wendy's breakfast. Coming up next on the Triple Option presented by Wendy's, we talk all things NFL draft with the great Todd McShay of The Ringer.
Light it.
Breakfast might be the most important choice you make all day. That's because with Wendy's 2 for $3 breakfast, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. With this breakfast deal, the choice is all yours, not someone else's, Mark.
And isn't that how it should be? It's your breakfast after all, not Martha's. She could pick up her own breakfast.
Get your own breakfast, Martha.
This one's all you, Stoner, no matter what you choose. From our sausage biscuit with that grilled breakfast sausage or the egg and cheese biscuit with cracked grade A egg and melty American cheese on a fluffy buttermilk biscuit. A small size of perfectly seasoned potatoes or a medium hot coffee to power through the morning. All you gotta do is pick your ideal morning pair.
You really can't lose because you're the one calling the shots. The choice is all yours. Wake up to Wendy's 2 for $3 breakfast just the way you want it. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. No substitutions. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
This college football season is delivering weekly showdowns you don't want to miss. And right now, all customers on FanDuel can score a 50% profit boost for this week's big match on campus between Texas A&M and LSU.
Here's how it works. Place a bet on the game, apply your profit boost, and enjoy boosted winnings when your bet hits.
And the best part, you get paid instantly when you win. Use your boost on bets like spreads, over-unders, team props, and so much more. Don't wait. Visit FanDuel.com/triple option to download the app and boost your next bet on this week's marquee game.
Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Rob, Mark, Urban. And as we are every month, we are joined by the great, one of the best in the NFL scouting business, Todd McShay from The Ringer. You can find him on The McShay Show on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Always good to see you, my friend. Sorry Colgate could not stick it to your spiders a couple weeks ago. Coach, you start things off with the most prominent position.
Yeah, first,
football.
one of my favorite people, Todd McShay. We used to do our little game day hit together down in Gainesville, Florida. But this is the Triple Option. This is not Todd's show. So why do we have to be on his time? Todd, we don't work for you, pal.
I built. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to our world, Todd.
I cut my show short so that I could get here on time, but I said I might be 10 minutes late so that I didn't take this from you. But here we
go. Love you and great admiration. So,
yeah. By the way, for those watching and listening, before we hit the record button, Coach is like, "Let's go."
Yep.
Let's go. What are we waiting for?
All right.
Let's go.
All right, Rob, let me and Todd talk here. All right.
There we go.
All right. The number one position in all of sport, quarterback. I've been watching them all fall. I've seen Arch Manning go from people saying projected number one to who knows where. I've seen Carson Beck, throw 4 picks last week, which he had an interception issue at Georgia. I don't know, man, if I see a 1. There's been years where you see multiple 1s. Todd, is there a 1? Is there a first rounder in this group? I know they're going to be taken, but I think you've done this for a long time. Is there one of these?
So I came into this year screaming about we might be entering the golden era, the gilded age, the golden age of quarterback play. And then we saw Nussmeier with the injury not looking like himself. We saw Arch Manning struggle, early on and trying to kind of get back on the level with him. We saw Sellers get nicked up and then just not have the offense around him. So a lot of these top guys have struggled.
Cade Klubnik,
it took a big step back. I thought he was going to kind of elevate this year, but then we see a backup quarterback come in and they can't do much with him either. So I'm looking at it this way, honestly, and I'd like to make sure that I'm giving the right advice because unfortunately, and you've called me and screamed at me when you were at other places before. Nick Saban, when his unfortunately his secretary, when I'd get the call, I knew Nick wasn't calling me to check in on my family and see what my plans are for Christmas. So I'm used to it, but I also understand there's a responsibility to watch the tape, get information, and get the right info out there in case anyone's listening and wants to make a decision off of it. I desperately want to see all of these guys go back to school for another year. 4 of the top 5 guys that I've got in this list, the top 4, all can play another year. And that's Dante Moore, who had 5 starts at UCLA.
He's not ready,
did not go well. He's not ready. But my goodness, he is talented.
Yes.
And with Will Stein developing him, like we saw with Bo Nix, like we saw with Dylan Gabriel, with Will Stein, give him another year, and you can kind of do that rinse, refine, repeat in the offseason. Go back and how it goes, Coach. Look at all the mistakes. Let's figure out what we did well. What are the areas we have to improve, and come back for another year. I just did a study, and I'll just go through the list. So it's Dante Moore. Dante Moore and Lenore Sellers are the 2 most talented quarterbacks in the country in terms of projecting to the NFL. Fernando Mendoza is not that far behind. All 3 need another year in terms of just game experience and growth. The player, this is a unicorn situation what's going on in Tuscaloosa right now.
Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson is actually playing like a number one.
Yes.
And a guy that's in his third year as a starter. And I know his dad was a coach 18 or 20 years at Tennessee Martin. And so like he looks like a coach's son. But to be able to come in with Ryan Grubb in the first year and to operate this offense and see a lot of the same things you see on Sundays, that is rare, man. So Simpson's the one I've got my eye on, but his best friend's Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams can't go until the 2027 draft. Yeah. Why wouldn't you come back and get another year of experience if you got it rolling like this right now? So the top four guys not only could, I think should be back in college football next year, which would be a great thing because you still got Arch coming back for another year. You still got DJ Lagway, whoever the new coach is there, and super talented. So college football, I was a year early on the whole gilded age type conversation with the quarterbacks, but I went back and looked in the NFL Urban. 25 starters in that league right now that you would say, from the basement being like they're decent, you can win enough with them starters to the elites. Of the 25, only 3 had fewer than 25 or fewer starts in college. Okay.
Wow.
And those 3 all had early struggles in their career. CJ Stroud, after a good first year, has struggled. Caleb Williams and Sam Darnold. It took a few destinations to get to where he's playing right now. The next 3 that were between 26 and 29 starts are just unicorns. Like it didn't really matter. That's Mahomes, Josh Allen, and now Drake May. Okay. Physically, they're just different than almost everybody else out there. Everyone else in the league, all of the good to great starters in the league, had a minimum of 36 starts in college.
Jane
Mark, the best, Todd.
Mark, I know you want to get to running backs.
So good.
I want to throw one more.
I want to ask Todd. I want to follow up on the quarterbacks real quick.
Go.
So you talk about
I might have a QB follow up too.
You talk about your top guys being guys who need to possibly come back, and with this day of NIL, they're probably getting paid a lot of money, and they probably will come back.
It's a luxury that they've never had before, right, Mark?
Yes, it's huge. It's huge. But with guys who have to go to the draft, you mentioned probably the best quarterbacks in college football. With guys who have to leave, who do you see being one of those quarterbacks? If I'm an NFL team, I need a quarterback. Who do you see being like the first guy, second guy off the board of guys who have to leave and come into the draft next year?
I think it's Garrett Nussmeier. I still do. I watched his tape. If you go back and watch Ole Miss, his tape against Ole Miss, that is not Garrett. That's not Nuss. Clearly whether it's an ab injury, and he's not like I was like taking the tape and I was like zooming in. Like, is he wincing? Is he grabbing at anything? Like, but he's fighting through it, and you love that about him.
Yeah.
But I thought the South Carolina tape was a lot better. I haven't gone back to this week and actually watched the coach copy tape. I think he's starting to get a little healthier, but they can't protect him, man.
Yeah.
The receivers
they lost a lot with that line.
It hasn't been LSU caliber receivers. I mean, this is not the Jefferson and the Jamar Chase and the
Malik Neighbors.
So there's a lot working against him this year, but I truly believe, like with his understanding of the game and with the way he can play in rhythm, unfortunately he doesn't have the arm of Baker Mayfield, but I think the way he plays the game is a spitting image. And so I think it will work in the NFL. I believe in it, but I'm not racing out to take him in the first 15 picks in the NFL draft because he's not the biggest. He's not the fastest. He doesn't have the biggest arm. So he's going to have to overcome a lot of those things. And he's been the last 2 years, he has been run down by injuries and that smaller frame taking and pounding. Carson Beck, I talked about it on our show today. It's like a toxic relationship, right? We've all been in that relationship, whether it was middle school, high school, wherever, college, where like you're dating someone. Jeez. and because I know, but it's like this. Well, every evaluator has a relationship with the prospect, and there's highs, there's lows.
When it's good, it's good. When it's bad,
you're defending them to certain friends. You just can't. But anytime you're in a toxic relationship, typically you wind up taking a break, and then you hear from all your friends that person's not faithful to you, and this person does that, and then you see he or she does some good deeds, and then you kind of go. So that was the summer with me. I had to take a break from Carson Beck, and it was the Lamborghinis and the Lamborghinis stolen. It was the Cavender twins and maybe some infidelity, but then you start to hear the reports that things are going really well in Miami. Good character. He's in first in the building, last guy out. He's more decisive. He's throwing the ball accurately. And you start to see it early in the season. But with every toxic relationship, you wind up back with that person, you expect a different result, and it's always the same result, right? And I feel like this last Friday night against Louisville,
there you go.
It was that moment where it's like, yep. And then after the game, the interview, and kind of putting it on his receiver, it's like the most important thing in a relationship is trust.
Yes.
And I think it's the most important thing, as Urban, you could probably speak to. As a coach with your quarterback, it's trust. And it always feels like he breaks that trust for me.
No, Todd, but yeah, we've been doing a lot of talking, man. You know, we got to talk running backs, man. It's one, that's what we do is the RBs. I love Jeremiyah Love, Ahmad Hardy, Justice Haynes. He's done a great job transferring from Alabama.
Yep.
Jonah Coleman. Last year was a great running back class. What do you see in this running back class? Are there any top 15, 20 picks? How many first rounders? And who do you like?
Well, I think it was great to see Jeremiyah Love come out. He looked angry, man.
Yeah. He played with a chip on his shoulder.
He did.
Yeah.
It's like someone got to him. It was good to see him finally take over a game that way. And he had been kind of building up to it. But they got a pretty good backup in
Jadarian Price.
Oh my gosh, Price.
He's going to be a good pro.
Price is a starter at like 99% of the schools in the country.
100%.
And how they got him to stay there is like that was the best recruiting coup that they had. The kickoff return for a touchdown.
Man.
The ability to stick his foot in the ground and just explode up the field. So they've got two of the best backs in the country there.
Facts.
And there's two more at Penn State where we know what they are, but we haven't been able to see what they really are and any improvement or development because of that situation at Penn State. So there's four backs right there in two programs. But I'm with you. Like Haynes has been awesome to watch. I'm shocked every time I watch him that they let him out of Tuscaloosa. But that's a good fit schematically for what they're doing. Jonah Coleman, I like a lot. Even Oregon, like this Whittington kid is now healthy.
Yep.
I'm not saying for like high draft pick. The running back class isn't as good as it was a year ago, but that was like almost record setting. And I think there's 25, 26 running backs were taken. But this year's group is starting to stack up. And I know it's not your position, but the wide receiver group is a hell of a lot better. Coming into the year is like, there's Jordan Tyson, there's Boston from Washington, there's a couple guys, but now Carnell Tate's an absolute dude.
Todd, you got a big Thursday coming up. Your first big board is released. Very excited. Top 30, right? Your top 30 guys?
Top 32.
Top 32. Top 32 coming your way on the McShay Show, on The Ringer. He is Todd McShay. He's one of the best. You hear from him every month here on The Triple Option. Todd, as always, we appreciate the intel. Always love seeing your face. Coming up next, we talk with Texas A&M's quarterback, Marcel Reed.
Light it.
Support for the Triple Option comes from Google. Being a college football fan these days means you're part analyst, part GM, and part rules expert. The game is just so much more complex than it used to be, Coach.
1 minute you're trying to decode the X's and O's, the next you're debating the transfer portal. This is what college football fandom is all about, and AI mode in Google search is perfect for it. It's built to handle all those nuanced, complicated questions that go way beyond a simple stat.
You can ask it to do a deep dive on strategy, like break down how the spread offense compares to the pro-style offense based on philosophy and pace. Or then you could pivot to more off-the-field elements and ask, what are the main reasons why there are more college football player transfers in recent years? You can even get real-time analysis like asking, how have this year's college football rule changes impacted the season so far?
AI mode pulls all that info together for you. So whether you're wondering about a complex scheme, a new rule, or why your favorite team's roster looks so different every year, you can just ask Google. Welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Rob Stone, Urban Meyer, Mark Ingram, Texas A&M, 7-0 start. First time since 1994 they've started that way. They are number 3, and they are led by their quarterback, Marcel Reed, who joins us right now. Look at just off the practice field, Marcel, right?
Oh, yeah. Just got done.
What did Coach Elko have you guys working on today?
Yeah, today we worked on our 4-point plays, went over some 2-minute, and then end the game situations.
Yes, sir.
Marcel, thanks for joining us. Big fan of yours, and I've always been a big fan of A&M. I'd never have quite understood why A&M hasn't taken that next step. You know, for years, they haven't won a conference title in years and haven't won the national championship in years, but they got it all. But now you watch you guys play, you play with an edge. You got a coach that I saw him throw a chair on the sideline the other day. I can feel an edge. Can you explain? I mean, A&M has everything you need to compete at the highest level. You've been there now for a year or two. What's your thoughts on A&M and how close are you?
I mean, my thoughts are, I think this team has a lot more together than the past A&M teams. And me being a junior now, I've been in this locker room for a good bit, and so have the other juniors that are in here, like Torian York, who's one of our captains, Dalton Brooke, who's safety for us, and Ruben Owens, who's a running back for us. Like, we've all been here together. We all committed together. So I think we all just ended up buying into what Elko had to bring to the table when he got here. And he's done a tremendous job, as being our coach, and our staff has done a tremendous job as putting us in the best situations possible to win games.
Man, Marcel, man, you got the Aggies balling, bro, I think undefeated for the first time and I don't know how long, but, man, you could tell that you're confident. You could tell that you're a leader. You could tell that you're just kind of in your zone. It's your second year as a starter. How long did it take for you to feel like this was your offense, that this was your huddle, and you had command of the guys?
Shoot, I mean, once we got in the fall camp, I felt like we were going to be rolling. I told a lot of people that this offense was going to be explosive, and so far we proved it. And, it's just us really going out there having fun, doing what we're coached to do, and we do it every day in practice. So, as long as we prepare the right way every single day, we're going to go out to the games confident and go have fun.
Last year, your coming out party was against LSU, who you guys have this Saturday. You came off the bench, led them to a W. After that, you've been the starter for Texas A&M. But now you're going to Baton Rouge, one of the legendary towns, one of the legendary stadiums. What have you heard, and what are you expecting for what a night game at Tiger Stadium is all about?
Yeah, so I've been to Baton Rouge before as my freshman year, but it wasn't a night game. I think it was 11 a.m., so a little underwhelming at that point. But I'm really excited to see what the atmosphere is like. I've heard a lot of things. I've heard the fans are crazy. They do all types of stuff, and then we're gonna be running out the tunnel. There's gonna be people talking. There's gonna be smoke in the air because they shoot fireworks. They're gonna be playing,
and there's gonna be a big old tiger right there. Don't let him shake you, dog.
I don't care about no tiger.
Hey, he big. He be on the cage. He be growling this stuff, dog.
Shoot, he can't get out. Good.
You hope.
Hey, if he get out, it's not just gonna be us, man. It's LSU players too. So yeah, he ain't trained to kill one side.
Facts. Man, Marcel, man, we do I don't know, on Big Noon, bro, we do we had Club Heisman, had you as one of my dark horses, man, to go ahead and win the award. How does it feel, man, to kind of getting that kind of attention, man, from the media?
Obviously feels great. That's a high honor. Obviously you have it behind you.
Yes,
I
sir.
see it there. It's just me going out there and playing football, being confident every week. As long as I do that and do what I'm supposed to do, everything will show up in the end. So you really just focus on going 1-0 each week. And if I end up in New York, then I end up there.
Yes, sir.
Marcel, I coached in the SEC for quite a while, and it was exhausting when you see every Sunday you come in after you put that one game to bed, what's coming down the road here. Tell the listeners and viewers, how do you keep your mind right? How do you keep your body right, knowing that, you're going to Baton Rouge, then you got Mizzou, then you got Tech, you got all kinds. It's nonstop in that conference. How do you keep your mind and body right?
Yeah, well, thank the Lord we have a bye week after this one. We're trying to hit that, full steam ahead, going into Baton Rouge, try to get a W, and then go into our bye week. But it's definitely tough. We've played, this will be 4 SEC games in a row,
Yep.
I think. 4 SEC games in a row, and that's not. It's not really great on the body, especially for the front seven. The O-line, D-line, like those boys, they bang, and the trenches are crazy up in the SEC. So coach does a really good job of taking care of our bodies, making sure we get in the training room, getting treatment done, and just kind of taking loads off of us in practice just to make sure that we're ready to go on Saturday. But the SEC is definitely a different beast when it comes to physicality. That's what we talk about going in every week. So whoever's the more physical team is definitely going to come out on top.
What's fun about this NIL age is doing some of the research on players and finding out, who who some of the people are that are sponsoring them. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Marcel has a deal with a private jet company.
Ooh.
ENG Aviation.
Oh.
Yeah, like there's levels, like a grocery store.
We were just talking jets earlier.
Now we're talking
show.
PJs.
Yeah.
We're talking.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite
what is
craft that
asked
you don't
of
flow
you
on,
from
man?
ENG Aviation, man?
Hold up, I missed y'all both had the
Go
same
ahead,
question
Stone.
at the
Go
same
ahead,
time.
What is ENG Aviation ask of you for this deal, man? Because this sounds like a
Shoot.
pretty good deal. Because they introduce them to Mark and Urban and myself too when you're done.
Please, I need that deal.
Yeah, yeah, no, ENG really just asked me to kind of push their name out there. It's an organ donorship group who, I've done a couple PR posts for just to try to, get organ donors pushed out to kind of the Aggie family out here. There's a hospital in Houston Methodist, that does organ transplants, and I visited there, but it's really close to College Station. So anybody who needs to find someone for an organ transplant or organ donor, it's a great place to go to. And everything ENG is based out of Houston, so all their planes are in Houston, their cars are in Houston, and they can fly these organs to different states for other people, or drive them to different states too. So yeah, all they asked me to do is make a couple posts, kind of just push it out there, and then I make a couple appearances for them as well.
Yeah, Mark and I are dreaming of like road trips to Vegas and the Keys and whatever, and instead they're out there delivering organs and saving lives and doing good for people. Mark, you and I got to be better, Mark.
Man, we got to do better, man. But everybody can't beat Marcel Reed. You know what I mean?
Truth.
No, but we appreciate you being on, bro. We know you're busy. We know you're focused. We always do something with our guests, man. We've been firing off questions for you for 10 minutes. You can ask us any question you want. You pick whoever you want. Ask any question you want, and we go ahead and you be the host. You be the interviewer for a minute.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, who is the biggest trash talker on your team at Alabama?
At Bama?
Yeah.
It was probably Rolando McClain. He was a big middle linebacker. I don't know if you remember him. He was like a top 7 pick middle linebacker, number 25. He was about 6'5", 250, and he could run, he could cover. One of the smartest players I ever played with, and he was just nasty. He was a dog. He would talk that cash to you and be able to back it up too.
Are you a talker, Marcel, or you let others do the barking?
I don't talk too much, because I try to stay focused on what the next play call is. Usually, I score a touchdown, I might say. So I mean, I don't know if y'all saw the long run I had this past weekend, but I had a long run that got called back. But I'm talking, that would have been 52 points on the board and sending them home. I'm talking trash to the fans. They tell me to turn around.
Yeah,
they tell me to turn around. There's a yellow mark on the ground. I said, oh my god!
People don't know that pain, dog. That's pain right
that's
there.
That hurt.
Yeah,
it was a long one too. I hit 21 plus. I'm tired.
21 plus miles per hour.
21 plus. I'm tired. Boy,
I'm tired just thinking about that.
My man.
21 miles.
I gotta ask
you,
man. Bro. One last thing before we let you go, bro. I love your game. I think we all do. Just how electric of a playmaker you are. We obviously know how important the quarterback position is, being able to throw, being able to run, being able to make adjustments at the line of scrimmage. Who would you say you kind of like modeled your game off of, man? Because you're a real dog, bro. I played with Lamar Jack. I see a lot of similarities. Who would you kind of say you looked up to over the years, man?
You're not going to like it. Not going to like it.
Who?
Is it a Georgia guy?
Cam Newton.
Or a Barner.
Not Scam Newton.
Nah, yeah. So I Cecil actually played for my dad at Tennessee State. So I kind of
it's a good one to look up to. Cam is a dog, bro. Cam is a beast.
And I did grow up an Auburn fan. I'm sorry.
I
did grow up an Auburn
all
fan.
the love I have for you now is just going away now.
Hey, bro, I'm not an Auburn fan no more.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's big love, man. I'm a big Marcel Reed fan.
Hey, Marcel,
Appreciate
thanks
it.
so much for joining the Triple Option. Enjoy that trip down to Baton Rouge. We'll be watching. We want some smack talk when you get in that end zone without a yellow flag. All right,
I got you.
Don't let that Tiger
talking.
get you off your game.
Watch out for that tiger
I'm
now.
gonna throw the ball at the tiger.
Watch out for that. And I think there's some angry grandmas out there that went after Coach Meyer a couple of years back.
You say they get nasty out there, huh, Coach?
They get surly, man. They get surly down there in the bayou. Marcel, thanks so much. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Blessings, bro. Stay healthy, dog.
Light it.
Welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Rob Stone, Urban Meyer, Mark Ingram II, Deuce Deuce back here with you. Time now for 3 and Out. We talked earlier in the show about the change in Gainesville with Billy Napier out. So we looked at the list, the growing list of openings out there. Give me the top 3 job openings out there in your mind. Coach, I'll start with you.
I don't. It's not even close. I think it's Florida.
Yeah.
I had that same decision to make back in 2000. What was it? 2004. And I'm Irish Catholic, Notre Dame. I still love Notre Dame. And not many people know this story, but I was offered both jobs, and many thought I was going to go to South Bend. But Florida's a better job, and Florida's a better job because it's recruiting, and it's also at the time of life when I have young kids at home, and this is really important when you look, and that's why I'm saying it's ahead of Penn State, is that when you recruit at Notre Dame or Penn State, Mark, you're on a plane half the time. You're recruiting, when you're at Notre Dame, because I did it as an assistant coach, you're recruiting Seattle, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Arizona, Dallas, Florida, the state of Florida, Georgia, New Jersey, and Detroit, and Chicago.
Yep.
At Florida, you know what you're
country.
Get in a car.
No.
Miami.
Yeah, you're a 45-minute flight from your recruiting base. Yeah. And I had 2 planes. They said you have a King Air and a Citation that you can use. You'll be home at night. And I was like, this is a no. You know, other than my passion and love for Notre Dame, I will never sleep at home. I'm not going to see my kids playing, and I have the best talent in the country within 3 hours. Within 3 hours of Penn State.
From South Florida to the Panhandle.
Think about it. With 3 hours of Penn State, I mean, I made that drive. It's from State College, New Jersey. That's 3 hours by itself, and there's not a human being around there. So I think it's not even close that Florida is a top 3, top 4 job in the United States of America.
Coach, real quick, is there a difference between a King Air and a Citation?
Oh, yeah. King Air is the short rides. The Citations, when I had to go to Atlanta, a Citation.
That
when
King
I went
Air
to,
got the
Polk County, was a King Air.
King Air has the propellers on it, don't it?
Yeah.
The Citation.
Those propellers scare me.
They're safer, but
great plane though. Great plane. And then
right.
and then third,
private jet talk. Sorry about that.
Third, I'm going to go. I'm going to give you my sleeper before probably the third.
The third one is a tough one. Yeah, I agree.
I love Virginia Tech. I think I don't know enough about it other than when Beamer was there, Frank Beamer. We played down there when I was at Ohio State, one of the greatest atmospheres. I don't know enough about it, like I do Florida and Penn State. But the third's got to be Arkansas, doesn't it? It has to be. Even though, why in the hell are they in the SEC? They should be in the Southwest Conference. I know it doesn't exist anymore. Or Big 12, playing Nebraska, playing Texas A&M.
Arkansas's got that Walmart money, Coach, right? That Walmart money. They got Coach Cal for basketball.
And that's
They're
it.
not afraid to go big.
I coached at that stadium. Unbelievable place.
Arkansas.
And when I was growing up,
Arkansas, when it's going on in Arkansas, that's a tough place.
Shit years ago.
Woo pig soy, whatever they say.
All right.
Woo pig soy.
Honorable mention of Virginia Tech.
Okay. Mark, your top 3 job openings right
now. Give me all our openings for one. We got
I got to give you all your openings.
Give me the openings, Stoner.
All right. Florida, Penn State, Oregon State, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, UCLA, Virginia Tech, Stanford, Colorado State, UAB, Kent State.
I'm going to go Florida as number 1. I'm going to go Penn State as number 2. I'm going to go UCLA as number 3.
Wow.
Why UCLA?
I think they're in a hotbed down there in Southern Cal, man. You just have a plethora of talent in Southern Cal. Yep. I think, they haven't been what they were, of recent history, but you talk USC, UCLA, you're right there in that Southern Cali area. And I think, that's just a hotbed for talent, too, just like Florida. So, UCLA, man, they're in the Big Ten, and they got a lot of – you could possibly do some things, make some noise out there, UCLA, maybe.
That number 3 spot is
because it could be Arkansas, it could be Virginia Tech, but I'm not going to go and mirror coach's freaking 3. So I got to go and pick a Yeah.
Agreed.
And so
Agreed.
since you listen to
So-
me and Coach, you go ahead and make your 3 now.
Let me see it, Stone.
You know, you always like to go
Yeah,
last.
I did want to.
So
I did want to do this to you. I had some ideas. I was going to go like the top 3 openings at places that Coach has coached at, but I think you've only been at 2 of them, Colorado State and Florida. And then I wanted to mess with you guys with the sleeper picks, but I decided to actually follow the rules this week. So I agree with you. Number 1, Florida's the best current job availability out there. Number 2, Penn State is right there. But you're right, that number 3 spot is wild. It's really wild.
Name a better
lot of
job
different
than Florida in
directions.
the country. I want to hear it from you guys.
Ohio State.
It wasn't.
I'd go Ohio State. I'd go maybe Bama.
in
maybe Georgia.
04, 05, it wasn't.
Maybe Texas.
I'm going to
think
say it
those are the
again.
Big 4.
06, 07,
when you were there, there was no better
there was no better job than Florida.
Yeah. When you were there.
Agreed. So I
The
go
times
Florida
have
1,
changed.
Penn State number
The times
2.
have changed.
They have changed. And that's the times have changed is what makes number 3 so hard, right? There was a part of me, guys, believe it or not, that wanted to say Stanford, right? Andrew Luck at GM, ACC, winnable, right? We saw what Stanford did to Florida State late Saturday night. But man, that fan base is just kind of apathetic. It always has been. It doesn't have that history. It's had some great quarterbacks, obviously, Luck and Elway and whatnot. Those academic challenges, so that hurts it. UCLA, I never understood living here in LA why UCLA is not bigger and better. You know, they figured it out in a gazillion of their Olympic sports, but football lately has been a tough one. But I'm going to Virginia Tech, Coach, and you mentioned it, right? They have shown that they can win there. Again, the ACC is winnable. Fertile recruiting area, that Norfolk,
Virginia,
Newport News, Hampton area. Oh, man.
A lot of talent. A lot of talent in that
coming out of
DMV
there.
area.
A lot of talent. If you can pass in there, if you can patch yourself back in there, passionate fan base, even as they're struggling, they still have that amazing fan base, and they still start every god dang home game with Enter Sandman. Like, if you're a coaching candidate and you're like, hey, let's go check out the field, let's go see what's going on, they should be blaring Enter Sandman as that coach is making the walk through the tunnel to get into an empty stadium just to take a look at it. And I'd be like, pen and paper, signing right there. I think Virginia Tech could be a really, really sneaky good pick. And that's why it was an honorable mention for you, Coach. Time now for 2-minute drill. 2-minute drill is brought to you by FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/triple option to download the app and take advantage of a 50% profit boost today. We're going to talk some of the big matchups this week. I have BYU up 4 spots to number 11 this week. They're at Iowa State. Cyclones home, favored by 2.5, over under 49.5. If you're Kalani Sitake at BYU, I think there has to be this fear, Coach, in the locker room of a letdown week. You know, all the high, all the excitement leading into that holy war. The Cougars, another exhilarating win over Utah. They're the last unbeaten remaining in the Big 12. They're tied, not in first. They are tied for first in the Big 12 with who, Coach?
B-White, no.
Coach, Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse.
No. Cincinnati.
Coach, where you went to school.
Yeah.
Cincinnati is tied atop the Big 12 with BYU. I think Coach Satake, the Cougars, they need to kind of fight through this week. Whatever it is, they got to fight through this week. They have a bye next week where they can catch their breath before a real gauntlet of games. Texas Tech, TCU, Cincinnati. Cyclones, remember, guys, as high as number 12 back in week 4, 2 straight road losses. They're kind of sent them spiraling into their bye week. Rocco Becht, he has thrown for over 1,600 yards, just 9 touchdown passes with that revamped receiver core. It feels like he's dipped just a bit, but remember that place. Remember that energy when we were there, guys, in week 2. Mark, how did Iowa State beat Iowa?
Field goal, walk-off.
Walk-off field goal. It happens again. Cyclones get the upset and elevate their Big 12 title hopes. How about that? I'm calling it.
Wow.
I'm calling it, Ames. You're on alert. Coach, we go to you. 3rd ever meeting between number 8 Ole Miss at number 13 Oklahoma. The Sooners home and favored by 4.5. The over-under 50.5, Coach.
So last week on the playbook on Big Noon, I did Ole Miss, and one of the best coach offenses I've seen. Number 1 offense since Lane Kiffin's got there in the country. And I watched the Georgia game on the plane on the way home. They scored every time they touched the ball until the fourth quarter. They got shut down. They got shut down. They couldn't stop Georgia. I think this is one of the most intriguing games of the year because you have Charlie Weiss Jr. and Lane Kiffin, two of the best offensive minds in the game, against, I think, one of the best defensive minds in the game, Brent Venables. Coached against him. I think it's going to be phenomenal. OU's picked. I'm saying I'm going to take Ole Miss, split the points, and I think it's a walk-off.
Ooh.
Whoever has the ball last is going to win that game. But I take Ole Miss. I know it's only 4.5.
I wanted to say this last week, Coach. The Oklahoma-Texas game, and John Mateer was like, "There's no way he's going to play. He might be available. Now he's questionable. Now he's going to start." I think Oklahoma did themselves a disservice by playing Mateer. I think they should have sat him another week. They wouldn't have been punished as much by the playoff committee, by the AP poll, had he sat. He got the win last weekend, but the numbers aren't at that Heisman level where he was flying earlier. I hope that doesn't bite them back because I want to see Oklahoma do well, but they've got a real tough stretch down the road. All right, Coach, thank you for that pick. Now we pivot to you, Mark. Number 3, that's right, number 3, Texas A&M at 20th ranked LSU. The home team, Mark, has won the last 8 in this series, and the Aggies on the road favored by 2.5 over under 48.
You want to do this for me or what? I mean, I was going to say that.
I'm just giving
I was going to say
numbers.
that the home team won the last
stuff.
8. Dang.
Oh,
no, I'm just playing. But no, man, this is
Is that why you throw me into pools?
I watch your back, Stone. No, watch your back. No, but man, A&M, man, they're the last undefeated team in SEC, man, and they've been playing really well. Marcel Reed is just a beast, man. He's playing at a Heisman level, a dark horse. I said he was a dark horse, and he really is. What he did last week, man, he's had 3 straight games with a pass and a rush TD. He had 4 total touchdowns, no turnovers last week. He has the players on the outside with Mario Craver and KC Conception. They've had over 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns combined this season. Their defense, they've been giving up a lot of points. They gave up 42 points and 268 rushing yards last week. But one thing that they do, Stone, they get off the field on 3rd down and they rush the passer. So A&M on the road, LSU struggling a little bit. Meyer hasn't been
struggling a little bit.
Meyer hasn't been what he was supposed to be this year. Struggling, can't run the football. The defense kind of keeping them in it, but not really. Whit Weeks, their star linebacker, hurt. We don't know if he's going to play or not. Man, I'm laying the points with A&M. I think they continue their hot streak. I think they stay undefeated. I think they go into Baton Rouge, a night game, a tough place to play. I'm laying the points, 2.5. Maybe buy the hook if you want, but I like A&M to win this game by at least 3.
Hey man, if that happens under lights in Baton Rouge,
start putting some.
Coach Kelly better
stop.
Coach Kelly.
Stop.
Coach Kelly better
Mark,
know where
you're
his
the one,
security
Rob, you're the
detail
one
is.
stirring all this shit up, and all these coaches getting in trouble, man.
Baton Rouge. You know what Baton Rouge is saying right now, Coach? That's Stone Boys, right?
This is all on. I'm going to put that out. This is all on Stone. All these changes are on Stone.
Hey, you saying another one's going to be on the chopping block?
I didn't say on the block, but well, maybe.
I mean, we went from Lincoln. No way.
I'm just saying.
No
LSU one of them places, man. LSU one of them places that they ain't gonna deal with it for too much longer.
They're not gonna put up with that, man. Patience level is low in the Bayou.
I used to say they don't have the money.
Coach,
that's not true. I'm with you, Mark. Whatever it takes.
Coach, I don't know where they're getting the money, but they are gonna get that money. They're not gonna sit around and just take these.
Doesn't it have to be public records too? Where does it come from? That's to me. It's amazing.
Hey, Coach. Let's go on an investigation and let's go. We're going on a hunt.
Stone can do that. He's got time.
Yeah, I got so much time. Yeah, I have so much time. I'm flying cross country in wet drawers. Thank you, Mark Ingram. Appreciate that.
I offered you some dry draws.
Yeah, you said your boys or something.
I don't want my boys messing with your boys,
fresh
man.
Pair of drawers, man. I'm
fine.
telling you, I had a fresh pair for you.
Pair of drawers. If you don't know what the hell we're talking about, go to the social medias and find out how Big Noon Kickoff concluded last Saturday in Provo, Utah. Follow, subscribe, rate us over on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as across social media at 3X Option Show. Please leave those questions and comments as well. Thank you, as always, to our wonderful sponsors. We love you, Wendy's. We love you, FanDuel. We love you, Google. Enjoy Week 9, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Light it.